Might as well take it down now. It's better taking it down now than tomorrow.
Well, this is my first combat assignment, and the Marine looks like that many in 3 blocks, so it could be a conservative figure. This is the center of the combat zone, the famous intersection of Las Olas and South Atlantic Boulevards. This is where the action is. This is my first combat assignment, and the Marines never hit a beach with more.
Wait a second, I'll give you the signal. Okay. Okay.
Enemy forces are suffering losses in the south. Every available police officer has been called to active duty in an effort to keep the northern invaders under control. It was touch and go for a while. 30 arrests resulted from the Good Friday rioting. It's a frenzied, frantic scene. Road walkers, hitchhikers, porch sitters, beer drinkers, male girl watchers, and female boy watchers. Transportation is tough. Car rental agencies, even number 1, have run out of cars to rent, and number 2 has nothing with which to try harder. Here on the beach, top-down convertibles rank first, then 2-ton buses that sleep 22, and tandem scooters for those who don't sleep.
Yeah, sorry. I can't see what's going on.
You can't see what's going on?
There's nobody else? I mean, through here. You want to look in there and see what I'm shooting?
Nothing I can tell us. They just heard those sirens. Ah, they're all coming back.
You know, these cops are stupid up here. You know that? They come roaring down here with their sirens and they're just like a magnet, pull the kids off. I think they're more responsible for these damn riots, excuse me, than, no, really, they pulled those kids off the beach. They didn't have to go down there with their sirens.
There's nothing happening. You want it? Why don't you say something over it? Just trying to get across the street.
They dragging him away?
Yeah, all right.
John, why do all the kids come down here to Fort Lauderdale?
Well, I would say for sun and surf, and for the guys it's the girls, and the girls it's the guys.
Well, I know that's all pretty obvious, but why Fort Lauderdale and not somewhere else?
I don't know, I guess there's about 10 kids in it. It's supposed to be the hottest spot in town.
Well, how many kids would you say are down here from Penn State?
Right now, I tell you, I don't think there's very many. I haven't seen more than about 40 cars from Pennsylvania.
We hadn't seen with 2 or 3 guys we know.
2 or 3 guys we know, and that's all.
That's about it.
Is this your first year down here?
Yes, it's the first time I've been down Fort Lauderdale. Last Easter I was down Daytona. It was a lot better. And I was up in Daytona and Fort Myers so far this year. But this is the first time I've been down to Fort Lauderdale. It's pretty good.
Have you had much sleep since you've been here?
Yeah, we got about 2 hours last night. Cops were chasing us all night. And night before that, well, we didn't get too much sleep at all because we were traveling all night.
Do you have a place to stay down here?
No, we don't. Oh, yeah, right over there in the parking lot. I mean, if you want to call that a place to stay, but that's the only place you can stay if you got. I mean, if you have a real strict budget, and we just don't have the cash, and that's it.
What kind of cash did you come down here with?
About 120 bucks. That's for 2 things.
All the kids down here aren't looking for trouble, and it's not all mischief. Mike, a lieutenant, just came over and said that you had done something that he felt was quite commendable.
Well, I don't know. I found this wallet lying on the beach, and I opened it up and had a little money in it. And I thought, I don't know, a lot of kids are down here to have fun, but I don't think near any of them are really the troublemakers. We're just down here, and not many of them would do the same thing as I did. I mean, I can see having fun too, but we're all honest, really.
Mike, is this the first year that you've been to Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah, first time.
Where are you staying?
Don Granger's house on Riviera Isle Drive.
So you come down to stay with a friend. Did you come down alone?
No, I came with another boy, and the Grangers are here.
And some optional garb that defies description. The apparent uniform of the day, bikinis, briefer than last season, crummy jeans and moldy sweatshirts, and then some optional garb that defies description. The natives and merchants show considerable strength and some concern. Starving barbers count 20,000 heads of hair. Exhausted bartenders count 80,000 heads of beer. Now, despite opinions to the contrary, all college students do not drink beer. Those that don't, however, apparently bypass Fort Lauderdale. On the favorable side, the Elbow Room, the #1 watering spot on the beach, reports sales up 80%. The Elbow Room is a legend, but even a legend has its problems, like space and separating sheep from lambs. That is, getting those 21 and over in and keeping all the others out. Young giants are hired to handle this problem. The hat and sweatshirt legends are the fad, too. One says, "Draft beer, not students." Police Command Center is located atop the Forum building overlooking the beach. Now, the natives and merchants show considerable strength and some concern. Starving barbers count 20,000 heads of hair. Exhausted bartenders count 80,000 heads of beer. Despite opinions to the contrary, all college students do not drink beer. Those that don't, however, apparently bypass Fort Lauderdale. On the favorable side, the Elbow Room, the #1 watering spot on the beach, reports sales up 80%. The Elbow Room is a legend, but even a legend has its problems, like space and separating sheep from lambs. That is, letting those 21 and over in and keeping all the others out. A staff of healthy young giants are hired to handle this problem. The hat and sweatshirt legends are the fad. One says, "Draft beer, not students."
Michigan here.
It isn't always easy getting the troops to talk. Somehow you get the feeling that perhaps there's been a breakdown in communications. Perhaps fear that the commander back home might find out that the troops are AWOL. You know, let's face it, some have obviously told the commander that they're visiting a roommate in Kankakee. In response to a question about why the students visit Fort Lauderdale, one of the invaders said simply, "Like man, up north, that's where parents and teachers are." And that's where the confrontation will take place in about a week. But between now and then, the campaign is on, the push and squeeze from the elbow room to the beach and back. This is Eleanor Schano reporting from the beach in Fort Lauderdale. It isn't always easy getting the troops to talk. Somehow you get the feeling that there's been a breakdown in communications. There's fear for the commander back home. Perhaps he thinks you're visiting a roommate in Kankakee. In response to a question, one invader...
Cops are doing a great job.
This is Eleanor Schano reporting from the beach in Fort Lauderdale.
But it will be in
Yeah, Billy Club and all.
They didn't care who they were at.
How long have you fellas been down here?
Well, I've been down here 3 days now.
What's been going on down here?
Everybody's been going to the dance, but there's been a lot of trouble, though. A lot of trouble starting with the cops.
Most of the people down here are nice and everything, but the cops are pushing their weight around too much.
Oh, did you say trouble started by the cops?
Yeah, we were at the beach last night, and we were standing there, you know, and everybody was piling around. And then there was a few beer cans thrown at the police officers. Not that they were started because the kids started throwing beer cans. One of the police officers started beating one of the kids with a club, started hitting him. The kid was just standing there. And then we were over there, we were standing on the side, and he came up to us and he told us to move. So we turned around, we started to go. He says, "You ain't moving fast enough," and he hit us in the arm with the club. So we started running, and I fell down. He fell on top of me, and he says, "Move," and then he hit him with the club in the arm. And we couldn't get out of there, and then it kept on going on, and then they started throwing the beer cans, and the kids started to get mad, and they started jumping on the cars and blocking the traffic and everything.
Well, do you think the kids are really down here to riot or just to have fun?
I think everybody's trying to have a good time.
They're down here to have fun. They're down here to have a good time.
Most of the kids down here are really nice. You can meet people, you know, you don't meet any trouble or anything like that. But the cops are pushing their weight around too much.
We got enough to worry about the United States government taking us into the armed services. We can't come down here and have a good time without the police officers getting on us.
Hey, cop here in the way.
The cops in their way.
Don't you think that perhaps the students have been responsible?
Pardon me?
Don't you think the students have perhaps been responsible by throwing the beer cans?
No, you see the way it started is that when we came out of the dance, when we started coming out of the dance, everybody was just standing there and talking. And then as soon as they brought them all around together, then everybody started piling around together. And they says, "Break up, get out of here." Nobody was doing nothing. Everybody was starting to move. And as soon as they start then, the kids, you know, got mad because you start hitting somebody like that. You're just not going to stand there.
Well, they're talking about a 6 o'clock curfew tonight. What do you think is going to happen?
6 o'clock curfew.
I think let them try tonight.
I'll tell you what.
Personally, I love it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Is this your first trip down here?
Oh, yes, ma'am. They had riots before, and everything turned out all right. Like at Daytona, they had big riots, and they let them come to Daytona again, so I think it's all right. They can't kick them out because it's too much business for them down here. You're right. They wouldn't want to lose the money. That's right. I think the cops love it. I do. They laugh all the time. They do. They laugh at us. No, really. They know we're a great bunch of kids and we're just having fun, but they just have to keep order.
The problem is that there's a lot of innocent bystanders being hurt. The innocent bystanders are the ones that are being hurt, and I think that's where a lot of the hostility is coming from, because they're pushing the kids down the street. And I know myself, last night I got hurt, and I was just got in here last night, and I came to see what was going on, and I was a victim of circumstances. Yes, but I think it was hostile.
The cops are picking on the people in the first row. They may not do anything, but they're the closest one to the cops, so they just pull them out, throw them in the truck.
You think most of the kids are down here just to have fun and they don't want to cause trouble?
I think the majority, yes. There are always going to be a few pranksters and such in any group.